If you're stuck in silver, wondering what you're doing wrong, don't worry. I think I have the solution on how to get out of one of the hardest ranks in the game. My name is Buster and I make Valorant content to help you improve. So for more of that, hit subscribe. I think silver and plat are the hardest ranks to get out of. And the tricky thing with silver is that it's sort of like a final level. If you want to get out of the low ranks, you need to win the boss battle, which is silver. Getting over this step usually proves that you have what it takes to get to the high ranks. The reason most people won't ever get over this step is because they simply don't know how to adapt their playstyle from a low rank playstyle to a mid/high ranked one. And that's what I'm gonna help you with today. The first thing that pops up in my head when I think of silvers is someone who has a solid understanding of the game but doesn't put in that extra effort to get to the next level. Sure, there might be a lot of mistakes being done in game, but the main reason why people are stuck in silver is because of the lacking of Valorant fundamentals. This can be lacking a solid aim training routine, it can be not communicating in games properly, or not critiquing your own gameplay while playing. These are all fundamentals you should get down and start improving on right away. Let's start with communication. In Iron and Bronze, communication isn't all that important. You can most of the time get away without even giving basic info. Does it help? Definitely, but it's not required. In Silver, however, this is where you're gonna start facing some higher ranks, and a lot of silvers might even have been gold or plat before. This means that they're gonna know how to communicate efficiently and strategies will start being used. If you're lacking the understanding of how to use comms efficiently, or you still haven't learned the basic strats such as a default, playing contact, etc., you will be at a disadvantage. You can no longer get away with just talking consistently. Even if you think that you're communicating and doing what you can on that front, you're probably not doing it as efficiently as possible. So remember, you want to keep the comms short, clear, and have a nice attitude. I also recommend you to look up some of the more common strategies, try to learn them so that if someone wants to use them in one of your games, you know what to do. I'm gonna keep the next topic short, but that's getting an aim routine. This is something I usually bring up, but that's for a good reason. There are still many people that don't have one, and it's even more common in silver and below to not have one. So if you don't have one, get one. You can look up what pros do or watch my video linked in the card above, but the benefits of being consistent with this are so worth it. Critiquing your own gameplay is one of the hardest but most effective ways to improve. This is a must for anyone wanting to take the game seriously. I've brought up VOD reviewing in the past and that's still an option. However, I don't think that that's the best way to do it if you've never done anything like it before and that you're in silver. The chance of you actually finding what bad habits you have and being able to correct them while watching a VOD isn't all that high, I'd say. So what I recommend you to do is just paying attention to the scenario that you died in. What you did, what your teammates did, where they were, how you used your abilities, etc. Especially as you start doing this process, you'll find mistakes pop up super frequently, and fixing these one by one will very soon start to make a huge difference. Now let's go over some of the smaller, more silver targeted tips. Something I see most silvers lack is patience. Silvers, for example, tend to push when holding a site for no real reason. I've always been an advocate of what I call calculated aggression, but pushing every time you don't see anything from the enemies is a horrible habit to build. The only scenarios I'd say this is a good idea is if it's just once or twice a game. Doing this as an unexpected play might work. You can also do this on a low buy round to potentially get a bit more out of your pistol or small gun. Or if you're playing an agent that allows for an easy way to retreat, such as Jet. Working on your patience is not only important when holding, but also when attacking. As an example, a strat you want to utilize is running defaults, and I'm not going to go in depth about that today, but while doing that, you'll need some patience as most silvers trying that strat out will most likely push and die way too early. Basically what you do in a default is taking over map control, and even if you get that map control, if you're impatient and push, then you've ruined the round. You should learn how to deal with you not exactly knowing everything at all times, and sometimes patience is the perfect answer to that. Something else silvers do way too often is running around without a plan. You might already have site control and planted a spike, or you're on your way to a site. Whatever situation you might be in, playing a game such as Valorant with a fast time to kill, you generally don't want to be exposed for long periods of time. If you're going somewhere, you need to have a plan in mind. Where are you going? What exactly is the purpose of that? Is pushing that position really needed, or do you just want to do it? And how will you get there the most efficiently and safely? This might be a lot to keep in mind every time you want to go somewhere, and I get that. I myself don't think about all of this. It's become a habit for me from many years of making mistakes on mistakes on mistakes, and that's why I want to make sure you don't do the same mistakes. If you're gonna keep one thing in mind, that is to not be exposed to too many angles at the same time. Try your best to only have one or two angles where you could be seen from, and be ready to shoot someone if they were to pop out from there. Using A and D to clear angles and moving in a controlled manner is also the optimal way to move, as this will make it less risky than just holding W, which makes it much harder to regain your accuracy when you see someone. About moving around, you should also try to go with your teammates. Unless you have a set plan to split up, and going with a teammate when they're going to somewhere is generally the best option for you. If they were to die and you're right behind them, chances are that you're going to be able to get that trade kill to avoid going into a man disadvantage. Why this is something you need to focus on, especially hard in silver, is because this is at a level that you're going to have the skill required to succeed with it, but most people just simply don't think of doing it. The majority of silvers I see are way too focused on their own gameplay and basically neglect the teamwork aspect. That's why I think starting to improve on your teamwork by getting better at trading kills is the best way to go about it, as it's not a complicated thing to do, but it really works. If you're solo queuing and need some advice on how to win more, check out this video right here. That's all I got for today. Peace out.